Part 3 of Trinity War takes place in Justice League Dark number 22. The Justice League and Justice League of America are examining the body of Dr. Light at an Argus base. Unfortunately, they have been unable to find anything that would explain why Superman killed him. Suddenly, the Phantom Stranger appears. He warns the group that Wonder Woman has allied with Justice League Dark. She wants to use them to help her find Pandora and the box. The Phantom Stranger warns that this will lead to the death of them all. Both Batman and Steve Trevor agree that they must stop Wonder Woman. They each take part of their team to go and confront Justice League Dark. However, some heroes, including the Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, and Cyborg, are ordered to stay behind at Argus. Meanwhile, in Superman's containment room, he is being freed by the Question. The Question tells him that he isn't responsible for his actions. He shows him a newspaper clipping. With this newfound knowledge, Superman decides he must break free and track down this lead. The article references a supervillain named Dr. Psycho, who was in Kandak at the same time Dr. Light was killed. Amanda Waller is completely against Superman leaving and orders her guards to stop him. But the other superheroes of both the Justice League and Justice League of America go along with Superman. A group consisting of the Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, Green Arrow, the Atom, Element Woman, Firestorm, Superman, and the Question fly off to find Dr. Psycho. At the House of Mystery, Wonder Woman is still asking for the Justice League Dark's help in finding Pandora. Constantine states that he would rather find his missing teammate, Madame Xanadu, than help clear Superman. Wonder Woman grabs him by the throat and emphasizes that she is unwilling to lose Superman, the man she loves. The rest of Justice League Dark agree with Wonder Woman, and an outvoted Constantine leads them into his house. Upon entering, they find that Zatanna has brought in an assortment of members of the Justice League and JLA. Batman argues with Wonder Woman about searching for Pandora. While Wonder Woman believes in her quest, Batman and Steve Trevor think it is a waste of resources. The other heroes assembled each have their own opinions as well. The only thing people can seem to agree on is that Constantine is selfish and should be ignored. As everyone continues to argue, Constantine uses the opportunity to approach Shazam, and the two of them slip away without anyone noticing. Their story continues in the tie-in issue Constantine number 5, which B3 Comics also reviews. When the members of the three Justice Leagues have finally all picked their side, Wonder Woman's group consists of her, Aquaman, Hawkman, Stargirl, and the entirety of Justice League Dark. Batman and Steve Trevor's side, which consists of the two of them, Vibe, Green Lantern, Flash, the Phantom Stranger, Katana, and Catwoman, tries to stop the other group from leaving. They are unable to do so when Zatanna teleports them away. The issue ends with a captured Madame Xanadu being taunted by the Secret Society's Outsider. When she tells him that the Justice Leagues will stop him in his plan, he merely laughs. He mocks her, saying that he has already won. He has a mole within the Justice League.
Wow, what a big ending. The Outsider has a mole. So not only did Justice League of America have a mole, the Outsider one-upped them. He has his own mole.
Who do you think it is at this point?
Oh man, there's so many possibilities. I think a lot of it is just really a mystery, just like this entire event. I'm thinking it could be these newer people to the Justice League.
So you definitely think it's on the Justice League, or could he also have meant like Justice League of America or Justice League Dark?
I think it's on the Justice League just because the Justice League is really the team you have to break down. That's the team you really have to plan against. And if you want a mole, you want someone there.
So specifically though, who would you
I think it could be Firestorm. The thing that sticks out in my mind is in this issue, Waller turns to him as the last man who's still standing in her base, and she's like, "You're the last guy, I need you." And he just doesn't say much, and he just leaves.
I was thinking it might be Element Woman. The only reason I suspect her is because it would have to be somebody you wouldn't expect, and since she seems like such a fangirl, she wouldn't be an obvious choice.
I think this mole has to have been influencing people, and I just don't think Element Woman has any sort of importance. Firestorm in this issue is making the kryptonite, and I think that's a pretty big thing to be doing.
We'll see if that kryptonite works or not. So that's a whole other thing.
That's true. I think it would be even cooler if the mole was actually part of the original 7 Justice League.
I think there's no chance of that because the Secret Society seemed to have formed in response to that original Justice League. But when you do bring up Firestorm, he has 2 different personalities within him. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be really interesting if only one of them was working for the Secret Society?
That would just be more layers upon layers. It would get pretty confusing.
Well, the Outsider does also tell Madame Xanadu that he's already won. It's already over.
Well, I mean, we've already seen in September it's Villains Month. I mean, you can read into that however you want, and we won't get into any spoilers, but it is what it is.
So the other major development in this issue was there's a reshuffling of all the members of all the Justice Leagues into kind of 3 distinct groups with 3 distinct missions.
Let's take a look at these groups individually, starting with Superman's group.
Right, so their whole goal is to go after Dr. Psycho because the Question gave Superman this newspaper foldout.
To me, that seemed kind of forced, where Superman sees this piece of paper and he says, you know, I did feel something was off. It's not my fault. And then he somehow just thinks that he's then capable of just leaving when moments earlier he was so worried of what he's going to do that he locked himself up. That just did not connect with me, how all of a sudden he thinks he's safe to leave.
Right, it is kind of a abrupt change in demeanor, but I do think it's kind of cool that now he has his own mission, and he's got some powerful friends going along with him: Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, The Question, Element Woman, The Atom, Firestorm, and Cyborg.
The fact that Superman and Martian Manhunter are on the same mission working together, I think that's a pretty cool thing because they're obviously the 2 most powerful people.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if they're the 2 most powerful. It's all debatable.
It is debatable. I think they're the 2 most powerful.
What did you think of them busting out of Argus, though? I mean, because every superhero there decided to turn on the government. Amanda Waller, who's blackmailing the entire JLA, had nothing to hold over any of the members.
It basically just shows how the Justice League and these other teams were sort of built on trust. When push comes to shove in the time of war, it's not going to be this blackmailing that's going to hold people together, you know.
They all seem to really believe in Superman. They believe that he's a good person, and I think that's what motivates them the most. But the second group is Wonder Woman's group. They're all like into this magical theory of Pandora in her box. They gotta go find her, track her down, and Wonder Woman really believes in this cause. Like, she's ready to choke Constantine to death. I think she's motivated by love. Is that what you're getting as well?
I think that's the only motivation for her. She sees that Superman, something's wrong with him. No one's ever seen him sick. He's like not in control of himself, and now people are calling his honor into question at some points. She is fighting for not only herself, but their relationship. Wonder Woman is the type of person that just cuts to the chase, and in this situation, she just sees the end goal, and that's what she goes for.
That same mentality is what actually recruits a lot of members to her cause. Both Hawkman and Aquaman say, let's just get to the point. So
Yeah.
That's why they kind of team up with her. And then all of Justice League Dark joins her. They abandon Constantine, which kind of sucks for him. But that means her group is now composed of herself, Aquaman, Hawkman, Stargirl, Zatanna, Deadman, Frankenstein, and Black Orchid.
I think Frankenstein had probably the best line concerning Wonder Woman, where he basically says, I'm not going to fight her because I've seen how great a warrior she is. And so all these people that are following her not only because they kind of have more of a relationship with magic, but also because they're just in awe of Wonder Woman.
To succeed in their quest, though, they're going to have to track down Pandora and get the box from her. We briefly saw Pandora in one panel, and she was, like, skulking around. What do you think her angle is in all this? I mean, she's already failed to open it with Superman.
I think her only angle is that she's just looking for someone to open up this box. So whoever comes to her, I think she'll be like, hey, open this box for me, please.
In our Trinity War preview video, we talked about how the previous wielder of Shazam, the Wizard, told Pandora that the strongest heart could open the box, but also the darkest. So do you think she's looking for another strong, pure heart, or is she now going the opposite direction to say, I'm going to go for the darkest, like, go find the most evil person I can?
I don't think she's going to go for the most evil person because I think she is a nice person. She's seen so much suffering that she's looking for the purest heart, and that's why she went to Superman first. And so I think she'll just rethink and try to find the next man up.
The third major group, though, that's formed in this issue is Batman's group. Also Steve Trevor's. I mean, we can't give it all to Batman. But they're all about stopping Wonder Woman's group. That's their goal. They're alerted by the Phantom Stranger, and their group's composed of the 3 of them, plus Green Lantern, Katana, Catwoman, Vibe, and the Flash.
My problem with this group is that I think they kind of just jumped the gun. Last issue, Batman seemed so hesitant to buy into Wonder Woman's whole mythical aspect.
I don't think he's bought into the magical aspect yet. I think he just more doesn't want to waste resources. You know, he doesn't want a third of the Justice League's off on some wild goose chase.
He didn't even know the Justice League Dark was going to be involved, and then the Phantom Stranger appears out of nowhere, and he just instantly sort of trusts him, which I find odd, that he's like, okay, this guy seems to be on the level, let's go with what he's saying.
The Phantom Stranger is definitely curious in this. In our Trinity War preview, we talked about how Constantine is basically blackmailing him with one of the coins, and he didn't really seem to be on Constantine's side at all. So maybe Constantine wanted that way, or maybe the blackmail isn't working.
There's some angle we're not seeing, and Wonder Woman even tries to point out to Batman that this guy isn't really what he's saying, because she puts the lasso around him and he clearly has no idea what's going on anyway. Or at least not to the same degree as he's claiming.
One part I found really curious was at the very end, the Batman Steve Trevor group is deciding what to do next. The Phantom Stranger says, we need to talk to Dr. Light. And then they point out that he's dead, and he goes, yes, he is. But it doesn't really seem to end there, so I was wondering maybe they'll go into some magical realm where they can talk to the dead or something.
I think that's what the next step is going to be. And maybe everyone seems to be looking for answers somewhere. Either it's Dr. Psycho, Pandora, or Dr. Light. And it's interesting how these three groups are going in three separate paths and on three different quests, you know? And do you think they're eventually going to converge, though?
I think they have to converge, and I think their end goals will come into conflict with each other eventually. But I do think it's kind of interesting if you look at the breakdown of the groups. First, the three major characters of the DC universe are Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. So they've each got their own. And the three members of the Trinity Sin, the Question, Phantom Stranger, and Pandora, all seem to be kind of involved with a different group. Like the Question's with Superman, Pandora will presumably be with Wonder Woman, and the Phantom Stranger is with Batman.
So this Trinity War, which was billed as the fight between these three Justice Leagues, is now sort of changed into three different groups represented by the original Trinity and now the Trinity of Sin.
Yeah. Do you have an opinion of which one's the most powerful now? I know you pointed out that Superman and Martian Manhunter are pretty strong.
I think that is the strongest team just because of...
You're doubting Batman right now.
I'm doubting Batman because I think he's brought down by the rest of his team. He's got some strong members, but he's got some inexperience there with him. I don't think Steve Trevor and Batman are going to be able to coincide together very well. And you just can't mess with Superman, assuming he gets healthy again. Martian Manhunter, and Cyborg, who is also so powerful in the New 52.
I don't know. I think they're all actually pretty even. Superman is sick. Keep that in mind. Batman is Batman, and he's also got Green Lantern on his team. So a Green Lantern with a strong enough will, as Simon Baz has somewhat demonstrated, is pretty much unstoppable. Wonder Woman doesn't have too shabby of a team either. A lot of magic, which is obviously powerful.
I think the thing that Wonder Woman's team has more than the others is that everyone seems to just be in awe of what she wants to do, and they're just following her.
Yeah, they're willing to just dump Constantine for her, which is kind of sad, actually. But
it was such an easy decision for them. It's like, Constantine has not been treating us well for so long, but they just jump at the chance of someone else coming in.
That was what I thought was really funny in this issue, was just how much Constantine just got shit on by everybody. Like, even Zatanna, this on-again, off-again girlfriend, says, just do the opposite of whatever he said, because he's a liar. That was the only thing anybody could agree on, was just what a scumbag he is. And then he lures Shazam away, which we'll talk about in our Constantine number 5 review. As a grade, though, for Part 3 of Trinity War, Justice League Dark number 22, what would you give it?
I'm going to give this issue a 3 out of 5, mostly for the very nice cliffhanger at the end. It poses a lot of questions and a lot for us to talk about. What I disliked was a lot of this issue was devoted to exposition, recapping what happened. I think that's a lot because it was, a different writer. Also, I felt the reasons behind this reshuffling, some of them were pretty forced. But overall, it does leave some interesting dynamics moving forward.
I'm going to disagree with you completely. I give this issue a 4.5 out of 5. This is my favorite issue of Trinity War yet. The reshuffling It's just a fresh new twist that makes the entire event that much more interesting. I like how all the teams are being split up, and now each group has their own huge member of the DC Universe in it. If it would have just been a fight between the 3 Justice Leagues, obviously people would be rooting for the Justice League over the Justice League of America and Justice League Dark. But now you can pick any team to root for and have just cause for it.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Trinity War Part 3, Justice League Dark number 22. Before we go, we have a question for you.
We already answered this, but which of the 3 new teams do you think is the most powerful?
Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure to check out our announcement video. We're starting a new video series in August, and we're looking for your suggestions.
You can also vote multiple times if you check us out on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Thanks.